Everybody, Zen Witch here on a gorgeous summer day. Birdies are tweeting, breezes are blowing. Happy Juneteenth. So, in celebration of Juneteenth today, I have a kind of a departure from tradition. It's an oracle deck, but I don't actually have the cards. And so I'll show you what I'm going to be talking about. Here's the Black Angel cards. And when I bought this, I thought I was buying the deck. It cost me $40. And I really thought I was buying the deck because it's called Black Angel cards. They are out of print. Haven't been able to get them. And before I start, since it is Juneteenth, I want to honor that date. And I want to say that it was probably in the last 4 years that I ever heard Juneteenth for the first time. I had no knowledge of it whatsoever. And that's shocking. And it's really relevant because, you know, living in white culture, growing up in white culture, I had never heard that word. So we're going to start with a few little facts about Juneteenth in case you as well have never heard that word. And if you haven't heard it by now, you haven't been listening to the news at all because we had the poser in chief scheduled a rally on Juneteenth in Tulsa, which was the site of the Tulsa massacre, the Black Wall Street massacre. So then that got changed. So if you hadn't heard of it before, it's probably on your radar now. Let's just go through some quick facts. Juneteenth is the oldest nationally celebrated commemoration. Nationally celebrated. Have I ever seen it celebrated in Ohio? Not until now. Commemorating the ending of slavery in the U.S., so fact number one, following the issuing of the Emancipation Proclamation on January 1st, 1863, not all enslaved people immediately found freedom. What a shock. Fact two, the Civil War ended on the summer, in the summer of 1865. Union General Gordon Granger and his troops traveled to Galveston, Texas to announce General Orders Number 3 on June 19th, 1865. June 19th would go on to be known and celebrated as Juneteenth. Here's the proclamation, or the General Orders that he read. The people of Texas are informed that, in accordance with a proclamation from the Executive of the United States, all slaves are free. This involves an absolute equality of personal rights and rights of property between former masters and slaves, and the connection heretofore existing between them becomes that between employer and hired labor. Oh yeah, I'm sure that transition was smooth and easy. And by the way, the Emancipation Proclamation freed the slaves in the states that were rebelling against the Union. I have no words. We're barreling down on a Mercury retro, which it stationed yesterday. So when I'm recording this 2 days before, yeah, the words are slowing down. So this Emancipation Proclamation did not apply to the border states. Fact number three, part of General Order Number 3 encouraged the newly freed people to remain with their past owners. The freedmen are advised to remain quietly at their present homes and work for wages. Slave wages, I'm guessing. They are informed that they will not be allowed to collect at military posts and that they will not be supported in idleness, either there or elsewhere. So stay there, because if we catch you without a job, you're in trouble. Fact number four, the period after Juneteenth is known as the scatter. It's the first I've ever heard this. Undeterred by the recommendation to remain in place, many former slaves left the area during the original reading. In the following weeks, formerly enslaved people left Texas in great numbers to find family members and make their way in the postbellum United States. Fact five, Juneteenth has been celebrated under many names: Freedom Day, Jubilee Day, and Celebration Day, Second Independence Day, and Emancipation Day, to name just a few. Fact six, Emancipation Park in Houston, Texas was bought specifically to celebrate Juneteenth. The 10-acre parcel of land was purchased by former slaves Richard Allen, Richard Brock, Jack Yates, and Elias Dibble for $800 in 1872. Fact seven, during the early 20th century, Juneteenth celebrations declined. Commas help. The enactment of Jim Crow laws dampened the celebration of freedom. In addition, the Great Depression forced many black farming families away from rural areas and into urban environments to seek work, resulting in difficulty taking the day off to celebrate. Fact 8. The celebration of Juneteenth was revived during the Civil Rights Movement. The Poor People's March, planned by Martin Luther King Jr., was purposely scheduled to coincide with the date. Most participants took the celebrations back to their home states, and soon the holiday was reborn. Fact 9, celebrations of Juneteenth continue today. Traditions include public readings of the Emancipation Proclamation, singing traditional songs, and reading of works by noted African American writers. Celebrations can also take the form of rodeos, street fairs, cookouts, family reunions, park parties, historical reenactments, and Miss Juneteenth contests. Fact 10, 47 states and the District of Columbia recognize Juneteenth as either a state holiday or a ceremonial holiday, a day of observance. New Hampshire became the latest state to formally recognize Juneteenth in 2019. So there are some facts to hip you, get you up to speed, get me up to speed with, something that I never heard about in my whole white life. So happy Juneteenth. May it really be something to celebrate. Okay. So we're looking at the book of the Black Angel cards today, A Soul Revival Guide for Black Women. This is by Earthlyn Marselean Manuel and published by Harper SanFrancisco in 1999. And I am actively searching for the deck because I would really like to have it. Let's start at the beginning here. It's the introduction. Where? Okay, wait a minute. Page 3. Okay, so it's right on the flyleaf here. I'm going to read this. It's called My Black Woman Self. In my secret place, where my silenced voice and saddened soul dance with each other, and fear stands as a lookout in defense of me, I struggle with loving my black woman self. In my secret place, I've been repelled by the appearance of my own dark flesh, and hair strong enough to stand up on its own. My chest caves in from weariness of this dark body experience. I am breathed out. In my secret place, my need to wail is trapped in my polite way of weeping, and that noise is me trying to scream. In my secret place, my breasts ride the movement of my lungs as I begin to breathe for my life. As I untangle the tales imposed upon me. In unsilencing my voice, I come closer to compassion. I come closer to caressing the deep legacy of my skin, closer to touching myself as a lover would in comforting, closer to giving my heart the space to wail, closer to becoming enchanted once again. Okay. George Floyd, I hear you. So many people have been unable to breathe for so long. To breathe free. I feel the change happening. May it be so. Okay. Let's get on. All right. So we have acknowledgments, introduction, reviving our souls, why the Black Angel cards appear now. I could read you this whole frickin' book, you guys. So, I mean, we know why they're appearing now. I'm going to move on and look at the cards here. And then when I do find this deck, and if y'all find it anywhere, drop me a link because I am keen to buy now. Okay, I'm going to go hunting again right after I shoot this video. And I need to really read this book because it's amazing. Just that poem. I wouldn't survive reading this book to you. Okay, so the art of the Black Angel cards, how to use the Black Angel cards, creating sanctuary, terminology, waking path, and sleeping path. And up before now, we've had sections of the function of them, sharing them, dreaming Black Angels, the art of the Black Angel cards, how to use them, how often to use them, journaling, reviving the others, creating sanctuary, terminology, selecting the cards, reading the messages, interpretation. Then there's soul revival exercises, light exercises, moderate exercises, and intensive exercise, reviving passion, feelings, and creativity, and then group exercises. I'm going to take a look at this real quick. So these are definitely exercises with the cards. How to use them, how to use sensation to pick them, a Black Angel guide for the week. There's an exercise called the open heart. Moderate exercises, we have 3 piles of gold, paradise, and the intensive one is called 9 souls. So very interesting, complex readings or spreads to use with these cards, and then using them in group and family settings. Then she gives her 9 souls spread. These are stories. Continuing to get support. All right. So we only have the images in the book to look at, but that's going to be enough for now because it is. So the first one here, and you can see these beautiful stylized, we don't see the colors, but one imagines, pop the hell in, there we go. That angel, the Black Angel. One imagines, looking at the cover of the book, look at the intense, beautiful, vibrant, fiery colors here. Very primal colors. Okay, so the Black Angel is you have all you need to survive. The walking path, there's a waking path and a sleeping path. So I guess this is kind of the upright and reversed. You have all you need to survive. The waking path is surrender. The sleeping path is resistance and struggle. The next card is the Braider. Your intimacy with life fills your heart. Waking path is connected. Sleeping path is separated. Third one is the Builder. You have an innate instinct for building strength in self and others. The waking path is building strength. The sleeping path is walling off. The Changer. You are transforming the foundation of your soul, waking, evolving, sleeping, fixed. This is wonderful. These pithy keywords and things are like right to the point here. Then we have the Dancer. I was going to say she showed up. Yep, that's what her colors are like in the actual deck. You are bringing forth all that your soul has to offer. Waking path is creative. Sleeping path is passive. And I want to see real quick here how many. Oh, it doesn't. They don't have numbers, so never mind. Then we have the Dreamer. You are living the largest vision of life you could have imagined. Waking is inner vision. Sleeping is invisibility. The Drummer. You express your soul by going through fear. Waking is truth-telling. Sleeping is fearful. The Earth Mother. You have the will to be who you are. Waking path is tenacity. Sleeping path is weariness. Sorry, I've got so much gunk. My allergies are so bad. The Gardener. You are receptive to your imperfections. Waking path is acceptance. Sleeping path is self-rejection. The Grandmother. You use insight and wisdom to activate your life. Waking path is guiding wisdom. Sleeping path is withholding wisdom. The Healer. You are moving through your pain to truth. Waking path is compassionate. Sleeping path is overburdened. Overburdened or overwhelmed. The helper. Let me get it. Okay. You acknowledge and accept all that is around you. Waking is validating self. Sleeping is withdrawing. The inquirer. You are open to new meaning in life. Waking is discovery. Sleeping is closure. The joker. Your lively nature reveals your soul. Waking path is liveliness. Sleeping path is sadness. The lover. You are feeling fully alive in your body and in your life. Waking path is passion. Sleeping path, abuse by self and others. The medicine woman. You are flowing with what's natural for you. The waking path is attuned to nature. The sleeping path is controlling. The midwife. You are the witness to creation. Waking path is birthing. Sleeping path is paralysis and fear. The moon child. You are clear in the moment. Waking path is clarity. Sleeping path is confusion. The mother soul. You are restoring the soul. Waking path is soul revival. Sleeping path is emptiness. Oh, look at her. The mother wit. You express untold truths. Waking path is perceptive. Sleeping path is repressed, subdued. The pathfinder. You are able to clearly see your way in life. Waking path is directed. Sleeping path is lost. The poet. You bring rhythm to life. The waking path is fluidity. Sleeping path is rigidity. The prayer. You know faith. Waking path is trusting. Sleeping path is fatalistic. Ooh, that's really deeply insightful, because faith is that strong belief in something. You know, I know this is going to happen, an unwavering belief. But you take that too far and you get fatalistic. There's nothing I can do about it. The queen. You are receiving and honoring all spirits. Waking path is receptive. Sleeping path is unworthy. Ooh. The quilt maker. You create harmony and kinship. The waking path is inner calm. The sleeping path is anger. The reader. You are a messenger of our fears. Waking path is confidence. Sleeping path is rage. Wow. Okay. That's, I could spend an afternoon with just that. The reaper. Your own life is worthy. Waking path is high-spiritedness. Sleeping path is yearning. The seer. You trust your divine wisdom. Waking path is intuitive and psychic, and sleeping path is blind. Wow. Blind could also be delusional, is what I'm thinking. The sister friend. You love and share the pleasures of life. Waking path is angelic. Sleeping path is hermit-like and reclusive. Everybody needs a sister friend, at least one. The sojourner. You open the hearts and minds of others. The waking path is zeal. Sleeping path is resistance and illness. The sower. You are planting new seeds for the world. The waking path is flourishing. The sleeping path is disappearing. The spirit guide. You are glowing light. The waking path is guiding and illuminating. The sleeping path is self-righteous. The sun daughter, you are glowing with your love. Waking path is radiance. Sleeping path is buried love. The teacher, you are both learning and teaching life. Waking path is knowledge. Sleeping path is doubt. The wanderer, your spirit is free to choose. Waking path is freedom. Sleeping path is neglect. The warrior, you know how to create peace and harmony in your life. Waking path is concentration. Sleeping path is fragmentation. Is that the end? I think that's the last one. If it will let me turn this page, please. Yep, that's the last. Okay, and I will read this at the end here. The purpose of the Black Angel cards, this is thoughts to walk with. The purpose of the Black Angel cards is to help us eliminate from our unconscious the inability as Black women to love ourselves just as we are. Being just as we are means we are different. I believe that the Black Angels create a capacity to stay in our difference and love it. In our difference, we are still part of the planet and the universe. In struggling against ourselves as we are, we conform and become less potent, less visible, less ourselves. We leave parts of our being. We are often asked to embrace our human self in lieu of the woman self, and especially in lieu of our Black self. We need not give up any part to be acceptable. To be powerful is to be able to initiate your own soul revival. To be able to begin that journey is to be willing to be in perfect, uncertain, and loving of and to your Black woman spirit. This quest is not about fixing what's wrong with us, and it's not about what we did wrong along the road of life. We are genuinely pure. We have done well in our lives. We are loving, angelic, dark, and rich. We are Black angels. And then it's how to get on the mailing list. I mean, was this even before? Well, obviously wasn't before emails, but still, they were still doing in 1999 a paper mailing list. Absolutely beautiful deck. And I can't wait to actually get the cards and work with them. Although this deck was really created for Black women. And I can't imagine. I mean, knowing the journey of a woman in this lifetime is one thing. The journey of a Black woman, I can't even comprehend. From my place of privilege here, I can't comprehend it. So, ask Brianna. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope to be coming back to you very soon with the actual cards. And in that case, I will reshoot this thing and do a reading with them. Let's take a message here. Let's do a bibliomancy message. We have the Reaper. Your own life is worthy. And it's high-spiritedness and yearning. The Reaper represents responsibility. With Reaper qualities, you tend to take on responsibility as a leader, not a leader bent on authoritarian rule, but a leader who sees that all is well. People look for you to be a Reaper, so you develop relationships in which your ability to make things happen is needed. Your divine work in implementation is important to any action. You are often the initiator of action when you're on the waking path of high-spiritedness. In your high-spiritedness, you can accomplish some amazing feats. You are truly inspired by challenges in your waking path. Your talent and brilliance are sought after by everyone. On the sleeping path, you may rarely receive attention or assistance when you need it. Even in your intimate relationships, you may find yourself alone in making things happen. I'm going to make my daughter watch this. You struggle along, hoping someone notices your sweat. In your experience, you have felt mostly ignored, even though your work has been praised. In the end, a feeling of being had or inappropriately used comes over you. A sense of regret that you even initiated anything may come about. You may even become bored with having so much responsibility. In actuality, you've been too concerned with the work of others. Your need to initiate and lead could be your soul's attempt to find a meaningful existence. Overextending yourself in your job or holding together an intimate relationship has been your way of showing yourself to be worthy. As Black women, how hard we work and what we get done have always been our perception of our purpose. We want a place in our world. We want to be recognized for our greatness. Our souls yearn for this way of being seen. In this experience of being on the sleeping path, you may lack energy for your life. All of your cravings or longings for things in life intensify. Everything you want may seem unattainable. For your soul revival as a reaper, you must find a meaning in what you want to do in life and not in what is expected of you. How great you are is how much you make a place for yourself in the world. You may have been applauded for your work, yet you still walked away empty. Those applause fade over time if you are not fed with what you do in your life. Feeding your soul requires tending to your dreams, tending to your visions. A reaper needs to be as meticulous about her own life work as she is about others' work. Using your high-spiritedness to create your soul work is to create a life of worth to you. What I'm hearing overriding this is that we all have to get to work in a way that shows our love, and most especially, white women need to get to work on behalf of Black women. We need to do it. We need to do it. We need to support the causes. We need to amplify. What is it called? Signal boost. We need to amplify and, do our part. But my biggest part right now is just fucking educating myself, because the fact that I had never heard of Juneteenth, I mean, it's incredible. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for sticking around. There's a donate button below. If you donate money to me, it immediately is going into buying decks, just so you know. And you can actually put a request in for a deck. If you donate and it's a deck I already have, I'll tell you, and it'll give you a chance to say, here's another deck I'd like to hear from. So I can actually use your money to buy a deck. Anyway, take care, everybody. Stay safe. Happy Mercury retro turned yesterday, or stationed yesterday. It is now retro until July 11th. You would think I'd have that memorized by now, but I don't. Happy solstice, which is coming up this weekend. Stonehenge is live streaming their solstice, the sunrise celebration for the first time ever. So enjoy that. Your prayers for the solstice, change, seeds of change, okay? To be reapers, we have to be responsible for everything that we've sown. And, the racism in our past, we have to take responsibility for that, learn, educate ourselves, turn things around. You're allowed to change your mind. Everybody, do you hear me? You're allowed to change your mind when you know better. So know better, do better. I will see you again on Monday with another tarot deck. Until then, this is the Zen Witch. Blessed be.